Welcome back to The Explainer. Okay, let's just jump right into it. Today, we're tracking a massive paradigm shift in the proxy service landscape. We're talking about the move to a truly self-service proxy model and why it's absolutely putting you, the user, firmly in the driver's seat. You know, proxy infrastructure is literally the backbone of so many of our operations today, right? Web scraping, market research, ad verification, geo-unblocking, the whole shebang. But honestly, the way we actually buy and manage these resources has been kind of stuck in the dark ages. So, we're unpacking some recent data and updates from Proxy Rock to show you exactly why self-service is completely flipping the script on the proxy industry.
So let me ask you something right off the bat. Are you overpaying for proxy resources that you literally never use? It's a serious question that anyone managing data collection needs to ask themselves. Think about your own setup for a second. How often are you forced to buy into this massive, expensive tier just because you hit that peak capacity maybe once or twice a month? And the rest of the time, you're paying for total dead air. It's just a wildly inefficient way to operate.
We call this the black box problem, and it's built on a few really common industry frustrations. First off, you've got those classic waking up to downtime headaches because your provider suddenly hit a bottleneck. Then there's the unpredictability, your costs skyrocketing out of nowhere when a project scales up. Add to that a total blindness to how your proxies are actually performing under the hood. But honestly, the worst part? Being forced into these super rigid, predefined plans. You know exactly the ones I'm talking about, where you have to pick exactly 5, 10, or 50 static proxies. It is incredibly annoying when your data collection needs are dynamic and constantly changing, but your infrastructure limits are just etched in stone.
Which brings us to Section 1, the self-service game changer.
Think about the old way of doing things. It's kind of suffocating, right? You've got these rigid, predefined plans that give you basically zero room to adjust. They force a specific capacity on you whether it fits your current project or not. But the new way, this self-service model, it's built entirely around your tailored needs and on-demand flexibility. Under this model, you aren't twisting your workflow to fit the proxy provider. The proxy provider is dynamically adjusting to fit your workflow. It's a total 180. To really get why this matters, just listen to this feedback from a real user, Aranesha J. She says, the first and the only proxy provider I'll ever use. I also love that they offered charge by thread and not by GB, because when using proxies, you can use an entire GB plan in under an hour. She really hit the nail on the head there. A static GB plan can literally vanish in minutes if your scraping project suddenly spikes. Having the power to choose exactly how your resources are allocated and billed directly solves these massive everyday headaches. All right, moving on to Section 2, adaptability on demand. Now, adaptability isn't just some marketing buzzword here. We're talking about a concrete set of features. True adaptability means being actually ready for sudden spikes in demand without your service instantly crashing or throttling you into oblivion. It means having absolute clarity about your usage and limits. It's about empowerment through choice. And from a pure technical standpoint, it means robust support for whatever protocol your project throws at it, whether that's HTTP, HTTPS, SOCKS 4, SOCKS 5, or even UDP. You shouldn't ever hit a brick wall just because your provider doesn't support the specific protocol your automation tools need.
10 minutes. That is literally how long it takes to get this all set up. You might be thinking, okay, migrating to this highly flexible self-service model sounds great, but it's probably going to be an absolute nightmare of API integrations and complex onboarding. But nope, the data shows that you can find your perfect proxy configuration, get it set up, and have your automated tasks running in just 10 minutes. It's a super powerful system, but they've deliberately made it incredibly simple to just jump in and start using.
Okay, so this next concept might sound a little counterintuitive at first. Bandwidth speed limits. You're probably thinking, wait, why would limits be a part of a self-service game changer? Well, these are newly implemented network controls specifically designed to provide stable, predictable performance and prevent interruptions when the network gets busy. When a proxy service effectively manages its traffic behind the scenes, your automated scraping tasks run like clockwork. You aren't suddenly dropping connections just because the wider network got a little busy. In the world of automated data collection, rock-solid stability is honestly just as crucial as raw speed.
That takes us to Section 3, the power of top-ups.
So here's what granular control actually looks like in practice. Under the old model, if you needed more data, you basically had to upgrade your entire plan, right? Paying for a bunch of extra threads and ports you definitely didn't need. But now, you can top up specific resources totally independently. Need more data? Just top up your GBs. Need more concurrent connections for a massive high-speed scrape? Top up your threads. Need more entry points? Grab more ports. Or if you need that data transferred faster, top up your bandwidth speed. You scale up exactly what you need independently to match your specific workload at that exact moment. And this granular control is brilliantly tailored depending on the exact kind of IP pool you're utilizing. For example, premium residential proxies actually come with unlimited bandwidth speed right out of the gate, which is absolutely fantastic for uninterrupted, high-level performance. But you can still top up your GB data whenever you need. On the flip side, for data center, standard, and mobile proxies, your base speed is capped to ensure that rock-solid network stability we were just talking about, but you have the total freedom to top up both your bandwidth speed and your GBs on demand. It's a highly targeted approach that just bends to how you operate.
And finally, Section 4, Ultimate Control and Savings.
Let's actually walk through what this empowered workflow looks like. Step 1, you start with your base resources, literally just the absolute minimum you know you're going to need for your daily baseline. Step 2, you troubleshoot and monitor everything via your live dashboard. Step 3, when a massive spike hits, and it always does, you top up only what you need exactly when you need it, which leads right into Step 4. You save a ton of money on unused capacity. You are no longer footing the bill for a massive server load on a slow Tuesday, when your intensive scraping project doesn't even run until Friday. But look, to actually have that kind of ultimate control, you need ultimate transparency. And that is exactly what this live dashboard provides. You are no longer flying blind inside a black box. You can see your current and total bandwidth right at a glance. You know the exact number of online IPs available to you. You get these really clear live charts showing your active and failed connections, and you can look back over the past hour, 24 hours, or even more. If something goes sideways with your data collection, you instantly know where the bottleneck is so you can top up exactly what's needed to fix it. No more guesswork. Here's another great piece of validation, this time from a user named Peter. He noted, "The residential proxy service is top level and never fails when I need them." And really, when you combine high-quality, real residential IPs with a self-service infrastructure that refuses to buckle under pressure, you get incredibly consistent success rates. That's what allows users to essentially set it and forget it, completely bypassing the endless nightmares of CAPTCHAs, IP bans, and lag. Which brings us to our final and probably most critical question. If your proxy service can't adapt to you on demand, is it time to take back control? The paradigm has undeniably shifted, guys. Rigid plans, forced capacity, and black box networks, they belong in the past. The future of data collection relies entirely on flexibility, transparency, and self-service empowerment. Thanks so much for hanging out with me on this explainer. I highly encourage you to take a hard look at your own workflows and ask yourself if your current proxy setup is truly serving you. Keep learning, keep adapting, and I'll catch you on the next explainer.